Is Daniel, and I am the one that's updating the robots for Rimworld. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you real quick. Yeah, I'm the one that's publishing this version of the hauling robot, and I am uploading my level 20 miner. Let's click on it, and then they all work on the base robots framework. A lot of people have been complaining that the robots don't work and this and that. So um, I'm going to show you how you can disassemble robots if you choose to not download the new versions, because the new versions have a lot of stuff that I've changed. I learned how to XML a little bit, so I've been trying to make the robots more, how do you say it? I'm trying to make the robots have more stats, basically. So, let me see if I can even spawn. Here it is. Okay. Try place direct thing, and then you can come over here. Uh, the way the mod works, it creates separate entities. So right now, I'm just gonna spawn the mining one, and then I'm gonna go back. And I'm gonna spawn the hauling one. Oh, I need to fix that. Alright, so that lady went off and installed them. She's got mode on. Okay. Let's give, a stockpile right there, and then let's tell it to mine. There we go. I'm going to use activate all, and there we are. They're all working. Look, he automatically went to go pick up some chem fuel, and this guy's going to go dig a compacted machinery. What I've done to these versions is that now there's a setting in the XML to customize the power of each different one. So I plan on making a smaller version of the hauling bot and a bigger version, so that you can make niche bots. So one is going to be really fast to pick up, granite, and then one is going to be really big to maybe have it at your plants. So let's watch it in action. There he goes. He drops it off. He's looking. Let me unban that stuff. As soon as I unbanned it, he got it. Apparently, the pawn ended up claiming the other items. So this guy is super slow. You need to watch out. There's no way to fix them once they break. I have no idea how to even go about doing that. So there he goes. He stops because he doesn't have a job to do, and the miner has reached. The miner, he doesn't take long to mine. He's a level 20 miner. Yeah, he's going right at it, no problem. Just unforbid the resources. I think that's part of core Rimworld now, because I haven't seen anybody else have animals or anything that unforbid what something that is in the colonist mind. So yeah, so that guy is just gonna stick around and wander. If you don't want him wasting his battery, you can just deactivate him, and that sends him back. And he goes inside the thing and charges. This guy's over here mining. He already got a whole bunch of resources. So let's activate him again. I haven't used this tab in a while, so let's see if we can change this. Rename to mining. And then I'm going to have him just, let's see, yeah, haven't made a zone in forever. Mining, and then I'm gonna set it right here. I'm going to drafter, and now the robot goes up to the top. He's gonna grab as much stuff as possible. Let's see, where is the allowed zone? So let us say that I'm going to remove that, and I'm also gonna unforbid all that. The robot now has nothing to pick up because he's been unallowed to reach them, but as soon as I do that, he's gonna speed off, picks it up. This guy, speed off, picks it up. It's recommended that you make zones, or else your very expensive robots will just wander around and waste their batteries. For example, here I have some logs, and the robot can't see them, so you can't pick them up. Let's go to zones. Let's clear his zone. And he shoots over to the only zone that he can be at. Let's go back to robots. Let's say unrestricted. And now he can go and pick up all the things that he wants. She automatically undrafted. Go mine. The miner works the same. Go down to robots. Let's put him on the mining. And he automatically stops what he's doing, goes towards the mining. Go to zones, allow expanded. Alright, go right there. And let's just say we want the branch that goes up to be mined. So he looks for a job in his area, goes and does it. Completely ignores this job here. And starts looking for something to do. They need power, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to get unlimited power. Right now there's no way to fix them if they get damaged or take shots. I have no idea how to do it. I'm not the original mod maker. I just upkeep it and try to use what little they provided. You go to production or machining table. Oh, I don't have God mode on. There to get power. So let's say we're right here, disassemble mechanoid, and now you can see that the corpses are here. There's two of them. That's because the way the game works, the way that the mod works is that when a robot comes in here, he gets stored into like a pocket, in a pocket area, and then when you tell it, it will release the pawn from the pocket area. So I'm guessing it kind of works like a crypto casket, where you tell the pawn to go in there, and then it sleeps, and then you open it up. But the graphics make it look like they're parked on top of the pad when they're not. So I'm guessing that the mod automatically determines that there's... Oh my goodness. I was trying to click on the robot tab and restrict that so you can go recharge. I have no idea what the robot does. I think if he doesn't have any needs, he just dies out in the field. But what I'm trying to say is that even though you can see that the robot's printed on the recharging pad, he's not really there. It's just a graphic. When you activate him, you see how there's a robot on the pad and a robot that spawns. The robot on the pad changes graphics and the robot gets spawned. So you might have that issue where there's doubling. But don't worry about it. The one that you need to worry about is the one that says disabled on it. But there they are. They show up on there now. And to make them, they just make them right here. I need to fix that name, which I'll do sooner or later. I've greatly increased the price and the power that they need to operate. So now you just can't spam the hauling bots to replace your pawns. So this is more end game. You're gonna have to have 100 gold components. You're basically gonna have to have a fully operating colony before you even attempt that. And the MMX mining robot, it's super OP. It will basically replace every single mining pawn that you have. So I greatly increased the price and components that they, I mean not components, but in material that they require. There's no crafting level that they need to meet, so any crafter can do that. You just need to have the resources. The most expensive one is probably going to get to 100,000 silver. But I'm sure that if you can afford to have enough energy to sustain these, then you can get 100,000 silver and no problem. There's mods that let you grow silver or fake mine it. Trying to make these robots would take forever because the max that I can spawn is a pile of 75. So I tried to manually do it, but I just stopped because I can't make 100,000 silver using stacks of 75. So the last thing I wanted to show you was them being disassembled. So in here, don't use the kill command. Use the destroy command in case you're trying to test it. There he goes. He reverts to disabled. The hauling robot picks the corpse up. Let's kill the hauling. Let's destroy it. Because these are not considered pawns entirely, don't use the kill command or you'll have a bug where the game doesn't know what to do. So let's wake up that pawn. Tell it to prioritize working. It's gonna go get a corpse. And all the items are now on the ground. Prioritize working again. Oh, he's gonna try to build it. That's because I only did one. Alright, let's do that. Let's remove these. There it goes, disassembling that guy. Drops the objects. You might want to be careful. I don't know if the stacks stacked or if the items got deleted. I'm thinking that the stack stacked. but that's basically about it for the mining and the hauling ones. I plan on updating the cleaning robot, and some people had made a wood chopping robot that has a pretty good graphic that I'm going to try to update for 1.0, and maybe a couple of other robots. Let's exit and let's come over here. So I've been modding these. You can use any one of these as a base to start on. Basically, just give it a name, give it an about, and then you're going to have to define the information that's in each of these columns. I've tried to separate it as best as possible. The most that you have to do is probably just change the def name, change the label, change the race, and then here you're going to have to dictate where the textures are, and that's about it. I'm not too sure what this, not too sure what that is. I think I had created, oh, okay, no I didn't. As you can see, like, all I did right here is MMX miner robot, and this was the Artic SC hauling robot, so I just replaced that. I gave them a custom folder, and it's basically a lot of copying and pasting. Let's open up this one. So this is the recharging station. It's the one that I seem to have glitched up a little bit. It's probably here. Oh, okay, yeah, that's where I messed it up. Let's give it spaces. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where I messed up. There we go. I'm gonna change that thing def though. Don't forget to do the language. I'm not too certain how important this is, but it's part of the mod itself, so just make sure you do it. That's the default one. I usually just change I'm gonna give it a custom name, like down here. To do this one, just like I've added these notes, I've annotated notes. Let's go to the recharge station. This one was one of the hardest XMLs to fix, simply because I didn't understand that the base robots is incomplete. So when you kill a robot, it glitches the game, but when you destroy it, it doesn't glitch the game. I've added this comp right here. This lets you give each station I guess right here this is the wrong one. Recharge station. Okay, I'm gonna save both of these. I'm not too sure what recharge efficiency is. I think that's how fast it takes for them to recharge. All this is basically copy and paste. I've tried to annotate the things that you can change. For example, if you want to make a custom bench just for robots, this is where you would put it. Recipe user would be your unique def name for your table that you created. This is where you tell it how long it takes to build it. This is where you change the size of the bots. So the reason that the mining robot's so big is because it's 3x3. Let's see. Disabled. Destroyed. Yeah, so the biggest problem with Charlotte's update which is just going to be so the biggest problem with this one is that Charlotte did not add this thing category, and I had old robots saved, and I imagined that she didn't add it, or if she did, she completely deleted it because she thought it was important. But it is, because if you don't add that, then they won't disassemble. Um, Basically annotated everything that is. So if you have a robot, make sure that you add this into AI robot destroyed, or else you won't be able to disassemble them. Let me just put this over here. What is this one called? AI robot destroyed. AI. Alright, so yeah, this one has been littered with people that don't even read. Like, everybody's like complaining. My hauling robot doesn't work. My hauling robot doesn't work. My hauling robot got carcinoma. I got dead 5 hauling robots. So hopefully, man, that's a lot of subscribers for this. I didn't know there was that many. Yeah, and I can't update this one because Charlotte's technically the author, and I'm just on here as somebody that contributed, which is how I ended up. This is the guy that created Base Robots, and I was a contributor for him, and then I started making custom robots, etc. Um, last one is going to be the races. As you can see, the most work you got to really do is create unique names and then make pictures. Um, Stats for robots. This is how fast it moves, the speed of mining, how much it yields. Most of these are like multiples of like a base value. So down here, the body size says 5, but that's gonna be 5 times, I think, 35 or something. I think base hunger rate is how fast the battery dies. So I try to make it the battery die really slow since it requires a lot of uranium, etc. Uh, right here is where you add jobs, and this if it has a job that requires a skill, then you can define it here. So you can see the level 20 robot mining. That's why it's so fast. Yeah, that's about it. Just make sure that you do all the XMLs. In about, there's another XML up here, etc. Just make sure you do all your XMLs. I have to go back and because I've been trying to like make it so that people can understand what's going on with these files, so that they themselves can create robots. Um, the hardest thing is actually making textures because not everybody can do it. So find some textures on the internet and customize them. Do it yourself, or even just use the textures that we have and recolor them, or make them bigger, smaller, whatever. Make them your own. And that's about it. Let me go to languages. Yeah, let me replace that. Boom. There you go. That's about it. The names don't really matter too much. There we go. So I hope you guys enjoy the base robots. I know this video is a little wordy. I'm going to try to make another video shorter and edited it. But this is just live stream because I needed to make something quick and dirty to upload, so that I can upload these to Steam and have it so that you guys can start downloading them and using them. Hopefully everybody switches over to these. I showed you where you can change the values and everything to do it if you want to make them cheaper or whatever, and I've explained their limitations. So yeah, I hope you guys watch it and download the robot mod. I will see you guys in the future.